Hey guys, Nick here, and today we're going to be talking about how you can use a script to improve your videos. Sorry it's been a while since I posted. I've been trying to make this one specific video, but it really hasn't been working out, and I promise I will get it done eventually. I'm still working on it, but this is what I thought of, and this is actually a really good topic, and I really like it. So, let's get into it. So when using a script, many professionals say to write down key points or key ideas, improvise and add personality like that as you go. What I find works best for me is if I actually write down a rough outline of what I'm actually going to say in the video, and that way I have it, so if I forget what I'm saying or I need a quick fact check, it's right over there, where I can just quickly glance at it, look at it, and then I can quickly read it, and I can get back to recording. When I have these cuts in, that's when I quickly glance back over at my script to see what I was saying. I usually look at it for about 10 to 20 seconds so I get a good grasp of what I'm saying, so I know the context of my script, so I get the video out and get it looking pretty professional. I'm not constantly glancing over there and looking not at the camera. And sometimes as I go, I kind of add new things into the script. So say I'm making a video and I think of a really good idea or a really good point to add to the video as I'm going. Midway, I can just quickly add that in, and then obviously it'll be a cut, because you don't want to see me glance over and type that in. That's just going to be weird. So you cut out the awkward sounds, you cut out the parts where I'm reading the script, you cut out parts where I might actually add new stuff to the script. So when it comes to practicing, I usually read it out loud to myself. That way I can kind of see what flows, what doesn't. Then I might record my first attempt of sitting down and doing like an analyze that footage, see what it looks like, to see what I messed up, see actually what flows, and see what I can improve on as I record. Alright, so moving on, do not read directly off your script. This is a huge thing because when we read, we tend to mess up. So like when you're reading a book, you tend to like have that one word where you tend to mess up on it. When you're reading directly off a script, that can make everything look really unnatural. Kind of like when you steal someone's presentation in school, they kind of Google it, and then you mess up, and you're thinking like, what did they mean by this? And you can tell that you yourself did not actually write that presentation. You actually just stole it off Google. It looks really fishy, and if you're reading off your script, you won't be looking directly at the camera. So if I were to read directly off my script, I'd be constantly looking over here, then occasionally glance back, but then look right over there again to see what I wanted to say for the video. And that looks very unnatural, and then it makes your audience not feel as connected to you if you're not looking directly at the lens. Like right now, I'm literally looking at like the little, I believe that's the aperture is what I'm looking at. I look right at it, and boom. I can tell I'm looking right at the lens. If I glance over here, I'm looking at the screen. Glance over there, looking at my script. I'm just looking around. Like, it just doesn't feel that natural. Scripts are not just something on a computer or on a piece of paper you're reading. They're also things for videos. So say if I wanted to shoot a certain amount of B-roll, like shoot certain shots. That's kind of tongue twister. I would write them down, as I was shooting, I quickly glance back at what I wrote down to see what I want to add to the video. That's also a form of script. So say for example, I was skiing and I wanted to shoot B-roll while I was skiing. I could write down the type of shots I want to get as I'm skiing. So say if I want to get a shot where the snow is just like whipping across my face, slow motion, going down that slope at top speed, I can write that down so I know when I get there, I know exactly what I was thinking at the time, I know the exact vision of what I wanted. And don't be afraid to improvise. This is not saying that, you have to read directly what you wrote down. If you think of something as you go and you don't really feel like adding it, just quickly pop that little thing in, but make sure when you improvise, it adds to the plot of your video. And if it doesn't relate, make sure it kind of ties into it. So I guess it all has to relate, but if it's something that's like kinda out there, but it still relates to your topic, it'll make sure it flows good, make sure it still kind of relates, but make sure it's just not something completely random they just throw in there. When it comes to writing the scripts, take a couple days or even weeks depending on the size of the project to write, because as time goes on, I usually personally think of more ideas as time goes on. Like this script, like for this video, it took me like 5 days to write, and as I kept reading over it and thinking of new things, as I said, I kept thinking of new things to write down for the script and add in the video. Keep the idea of the video on the back burner, and then sometimes I'll just randomly think like, oh, that'd be great for the video. Then I usually write it. If I'm not near my computer, I write it in my phone notes app, and I quickly add it when I get home to my computer. Then as time goes on, I think more and more of details and more points I can add to the script, and I'll also enhance the length of the video. The more you have, the longer the video is. Like for example, this script, this video is probably like 4 to 3 minutes long, and it's 5 paragraphs long for a script, and there's a lot of good details in there that I want to add. Some of my recent videos have been very, very short, and I don't really like that, but the problem is I haven't had lots of good ideas to put into these videos. Even when I write scripts, I've had a block. I can't think of anything. Like this idea, I thought of it, I'm like, yes, next banger. We'll have to see what happens. I think it's a pretty good idea. I think it's very helpful for you guys. And this is something I struggle with too. Like I really didn't used to use scripts. You could tell in older videos of mine where I sat down and did IRL stuff. I wasn't really using the script that you could tell I was just winging it. I was constantly looking off, trying to think of things to say to enhance the video. But yeah, that's it guys. Thank you all for watching. I recommend you use a script and follow these tips that I said. And even if you think of any of your own tips, comment them down below and use them in your videos. One quick thing I would like to add is, if you are recording, make sure to review your footage so you can see if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, you can even add in stuff as you go, as I mentioned before. You can improve too, because you still have that script up, so you can re-record something to make sure it fits perfectly with the video and just fits in with the theme of the video. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.